All right, as promised, welcome back to the show. Our friend from the Seattle Times covering all the high school sports for that fine publication. Mason Kelley, what is up?
Quite a bit this week, actually.
Yeah?
We got Jamal Crawford, Rainier Beach, just named the NBA Sixth Man of the Year, which is a big honor for him. Aaron Brooks named the Most Improved Player of the Year, so it's good stuff.
So let's get right to the important stuff, high school and college basketball. High school news coming out of the 253, Gary Bell making some waves. Shocking, really, right?
It's a huge shock. I mean, you know, I was expecting him to wait a little bit longer before he made the decision to go to Gonzaga. That kind of came out of left field as far as, you know, what I knew was going on. I know that Cal was really into him, UW, I mean, all the Pac-10 schools. But it sounds like, from what his dad was saying yesterday, that it just was a good fit at Gonzaga. He, you know, he just went over there for a visit and really liked what he saw there.
Yeah, you mentioned Cal. They've been on Gary Bell for a long time. I think they offered him late in his freshman year or maybe the summer before his sophomore year. Last year he averaged 23 points per game, plays point guard, could be a scoring guard in college, put up 55 last year. Didn't make the tournament, though. I
mean, but yeah, he's a phenomenal player. I mean, it's from players that I saw last year, he might be the most talented guy in the state. He needs to work a little bit on his skills as a point guard, but I think that that's what he projects to best at the next level.
Talk to me about this decision that just went down to change the format of the WIAA state basketball championship tournaments.
Yeah, this actually just happened at the rep assembly meeting on Friday. The WIAA executive board decided to change the format a little bit. It's still a 16-team tournament, but it's the first round is going to be a seeded regional with played at local sites. But then after they play that regional, then 8 teams will advance to state. You'll have the 3A and 4A at the Tacoma Dome.
At the same time. Same building, same time. 2 courts. Just boys or boys and girls?
Boys and girls.
Wow.
So I think that part of it's very cool.
Yeah.
And then you've still got, you know, the format where, you know, it's not a one and done. You'll still have the consolation games.
Well, they didn't get rid of that, thank goodness. Consolation games still exist, I'm told. One of the few states in the West that actually does that. So they're holding on to that, but the whole format's changing. 1 gym, the Tacoma Dome, and 2A and 1A will, of course, be played on the other side of the state in Yakima at the same time, right?
Yakima for the 1A and 2A, and Spokane Arena for the Bs.
What about the lacrosse decision? A landslide denial for those lax heads. They don't get what they want. In fact, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, I know the lacrosse fans are disappointed, but I don't think that this is much of a surprise. I mean, it's just not there yet, especially with the economy, you know, the situation. You know, schools can't afford to add another sport. I mean, I know that they say that, you know, it's the club system is so strong that they won't have to absorb a lot, but you still have to pay coaches. You know, you still have to get them to the fields. You know, there's still expenses that come along with that. And then if you add the sport, you know, what does that mean for some, you know, I mean, if you add lacrosse, does that mean that you have to cut somewhere else? And I think that that's a very real possibility with that. And so the WIA at this point is just not ready to add a whole new sport given, you know, the economic restraints.
We're covering lacrosse like crazy. We're going all the way to the state championships in lacrosse. Mercer Island's looking pretty good. Of course, we'll have baseball too and softball championships as well. That's Mason Kelley from the Seattle Times. You can read his stuff in a real newspaper or go online and read it for free if you're that kind of guy or gal. All right, thanks, Mason.
Thank you.
All right, let's